Welcome back to another video. In the last video we built the villager house that you see behind me, just so I have a place that I can do everything related to villagers. And in this episode I want to build a bunch of farms that I can use just to, help me out in the world. I can think of 5 farms that I want to build right now. The first one being a sugarcane farm, because sugarcane is always useful no matter what stage you are in the game. But before I do anything else, I'm gonna clear out my inventory and try to figure out some of the redstone for the sugarcane farm. Yeah, I need 1.5 stacks of sugarcane, which means I need the same amount of pistons. And there's all our pistons we need for the sugarcane. For what I have in mind, I'm also going to need the same amount of observers. There's a stack of observers, there's the other 32, and then I want to make a couple of jukeboxes because I want to test out kind of how the farm going to work. So let's say that we have our piece of sugarcane here. I need the observer, or the piston, to be here, and then we have the observer like that, so when the sugarcane grows, the piston pushes it and breaks it. So then I need the observer to power this block, and I think just update the piston. So will a note block accomplish that? So if you grow, okay, yeah. So I just need to make a stack and 32 note blocks. So I guess let's go do that.
5 minutes later.
Made a few too many, but it should be fine. Doesn't hurt to have a couple extra components. I think I'm just gonna push this area back, and we're gonna have it be 48 blocks long. And then before I put in note blocks to actually make pistons work, I want to make the collection system. So I'm going to need a good amount of iron. And we're going to make a minecart, and I also need to make a hopper minecart so we can grab the sugarcane through the dirt. We'll make 6 more hoppers to help unload the hopper minecart. Then I'm gonna need some levers to power some powered rails. So what we need to do now is get underneath this and put a bunch of rails down. There we go. And now I get to do the fun part of going around outside and powering all these rails individually. Now, all we should need to do is first swim in here, put our minecart hopper down, and now it should just run on its own. And now we're gonna put all the blocks and note blocks down so that the observers actually activate the pistons. So now it should all be fully functional. It got picked up and it should get deposited in the chest shortly. So now I'm just going to add some lights above the observers and box it off completely by gathering a bit more birchwood. Okay, and then because I don't want mobs spawning, I'm going to put a bunch of slabs on top of everything. So that's pretty much the sugarcane farm all finished up. So we can check that one off the list. Already producing enough sugarcane. And now the next farm I want to make after I clear my inventory is a bamboo farm, just to have a steady supply of sticks and cheap wood for like crafting. Now problem is I don't have bamboo, which means I have to find either a jungle or find it in like a shipwreck. So I know there's an ocean nearby, so I want to check that first, see if I can find a shipwreck that has bamboo in it. But if that doesn't prove fruitful, then I think I know where a savanna is, where the warm biomes could be, where a jungle could potentially be nearby. But it might take us a while to actually find the bamboo. And it looks like this ocean doesn't have bamboo in it. So I'm gonna go back and dump all this stuff off and then go back to looking for bamboo. I'm gonna try that acacia biome that I mentioned earlier and hope it has it. I see a jungle! Gonna loot this village, loot the village I see over there, and then gonna get bamboo. And then I can go back home. We have bamboo. I want a ton, so I don't have to ever come back here. And while I'm here, I guess I should also grab some cocoa beans and melons. What in the world is this? It's a big cave, but I mean, I guess I could use some more resources while I'm here. How far do I actually go down in this cave? 'Cause it goes down. This cave is huge. I think I made a mistake coming down here. Oh my gosh! Like, look at this! You're ruining the view. This cave is insane. Why are there so many baby zombies? I want the diamonds. Like, look at this place. Why are there so many baby zombies? Oh, it just keeps going. It just keeps going. Like, what is this? I mean, I gotta keep looking around. No. But I do need to clear the inventory. Guess let's go further. Oh my gosh! There's so many mobs. Okay, I think I got a little distracted with the 75 diamonds I got and 2.5 stacks of raw iron. So we're gonna get back on track, go back to our base, and start building a bamboo farm, because that's the whole reason we came to this jungle in the first place. We're back! I see my sugarcane farm. So now I'm gonna unload all the stuff I picked up on the journey to get bamboo, and then we're gonna get started on the bamboo farm. So next farm we're gonna work on is a bamboo farm. Get a bunch of chests. Then I need 16 hoppers, and then I think I haven't made mud before, but I think if I do dirt, then water bottle, yeah, and I'm pretty sure, yeah, items can go through mud. Yeah, items can go through mud, so we can have our bamboo just above the mud. And then that goes into hoppers, that goes into chests. So, gonna make a bunch of mud to make our bamboo farm. I do need more quartz. Yeah, I do need more quartz for observers. So we're gonna go to the nether and grab some more quartz. Should be enough quartz, so we're gonna head back to the overworld and make observers for our bamboo farm. We can get started on the bamboo farm, which is gonna look very similar to this one, except it's gonna be a lot smaller and it's gonna be mud instead of just grass and a hopper minecart. We're gonna put the bamboo farm right next to the sugarcane farm, but I need to make sure they don't interfere with one another. We'll have our chests like here, then we got our hoppers. Then we got our mud. And then we got, we'll do oak planks. Then we got the pistons. Then behind the pistons we have more wood. Then we got our observers. And then we're gonna put redstone here so that whenever the observer detects a bamboo, it'll activate all the pistons on one side. Because I don't want to make more note blocks. And then we'll put a wall, and we'll have glass on this side. Like that. I actually got to put the bamboo in the farm. It's going to take down a little pillar. We're going to go up to the back of it here. And we're going to actually put the bamboo in the farm. Block it off. And there we go. There's our bamboo farm done. So that will just passively generate us bamboo that we can use for anything we need. And then for our next farm that I want to make, down the mineshaft, I'm pretty sure there's a cave spider spawner right nearby to where the mineshaft goes down to. So we're gonna use that to make a string and XP farm. And yeah, let's head down and check out the spawner. Here we are, and I think if I go up like right here, I can get out and Yeah, there's a spider spawner over there that we can use for our farm. Oh, there's 2 spider spawners. We can make a double cave spider spawner once I get up there somehow. Yeah. So I can be within range of both of them. I think spawner has a range of like 4 blocks. So like here's the maximum distance it can spawn it away. So I'm going to start by making a box around it. I'm not really going to worry about the aesthetics of this farm because it's in a cave anyway. So I'm just going to box it in with whatever I have on hand. Not sure how high above the spawner itself I want to go. 1, 2. I guess we can go. It should be more than enough. The only problem is they're at 1 block difference in terms of height, which is going to make it a little more annoying to make like a funnel system. But I think we're going to go 2 blocks under like this, and then we'll just have it like the same height down here all the way over. There's this part sort of done. Then we just bring it over to the other spawner. So here's the platform for the 2 spider spawners. And I want my killing area to be over in this area. And yes, I know it looks bad, but I'm not going to be seeing this box, so I'm not going to worry about it. And then we have something like this. Just gonna put like a little lip here, keep stuff from flowing out, and break the stuff under the water. We need to fill in these corners over here. And do the same on the other side. Okay, looks like I might need to put more water in these corners so that it actually flows towards the direction I want it to. Right here. Yeah, there we go. We'll bring this out a bit. I have it funnel here, and then I go like this, and we'll put, I need to get a few more hoppers, but we'll have it going like that, and these are going to be chests, and we put trap doors like that, and then I have slabs like that, because I'm pretty sure cave spiders can fit through the 1/2 slab gap, so I need to have it a little less with like these trap doors. I'm gonna make a little staircase pathway up to the slain area. Like that. And then we're gonna have the chests in this block here. Like that. And then we're gonna put hoppers going into the chests like that. And these hoppers go in like that with trapdoors on top. Then we're just gonna box this in. And we just build our walls up to that roof height. There's our roof done. Just put a few torches around so we don't got mobs spawning on top of it. And I think we're pretty much done. Now if we break these blocks, yeah, they flow onto the trapdoors where we can kill the spiders. So now the only thing I need to do is just remove all the torches and hide here, and we should be good to have a spider farm. Yeah, there's a bunch of... Oh my gosh. Stay away from me. Like that. And then if I just box this off, and we go back around to our platform, we come over here. Okay, yeah, they're all sort of collecting where I didn't want them to. So we're gonna wall this off. And then, so I think we do need to do that. I think it should all be good now. Okay, it looks like some spiders might get caught, but it still works relatively well. And we now have a way to get plenty of string and spider eyes. So there's our spider farm done. Next farm that I want to build is a melon and pumpkin farm. I'm just going to put it next to the other two farms we made, the sugarcane and bamboo farm. There's 40 observers. Now we just need 40 pistons. There we go, 40 pistons. And then I think I can just use redstone dust to activate the pistons, but we'll find out. I want to try to... Well, let me make a hopper minecart. I guess for a bit I'm just going to experiment to see how it works so that I can make I guess an unloading system. So let's say that this plank is the hopper that we want our items to funnel into a chest. So if we have our hopper minecart there, we just block that off. I need the comparator to read that the hopper minecart has items, and then I need it to activate this block, which will then turn off the redstone torch and stop the minecart track, allowing the hopper minecart to unload. And then when it's empty, it should get sent back off. So is it as simple as doing... No. What if I use a repeater instead to direct the redstone signal? Okay. And then I take this and put items in it and push it down. Okay. I should probably figure out how a comparator actually works and see if I can use it in the way I want it to. So just give me a quick second.
5 minutes later.
So I think I watched a quick video explaining sort of how they worked. I need to bring this down and actually get a hopper for it to work. So let's see. Let's say our chest is here. So we have our hopper going like that. Put powered rail. And then instead of having trying to observe the hopper minecart, we have it observe or look at the hopper itself. And then I think I can just do kind of what I did before, where it goes in, depowers this torch, which is going into a repeater. Yeah. And let's say I have my hopper minecart with a stack of cobblestone, but it'll be melons and pumpkins. if that ends up going there, it stops and it funnels the items into the hopper, which goes into the chest. And I'm just gonna take these out so I can make sure it sends it back. Okay. Well, it'd probably help if the hopper was sending it. So let's say the hopper gets rid of these items into the chest. Okay, and then it sends the hopper back on its way. Okay, so we can do that in the farm. Before I sort of wall everything off, I'm going to make the minecart track that'll actually collect all our items. Then this powered rail here at the end should bounce it back and send it back the other way. I think we should be all good down here. So now let's build our hopper minecart unloader. I think we can throw the minecart down and have it go on its way. And then it comes back and goes back down. And then I'm just gonna throw a bunch of dirt on an area that should get picked up. Hopefully our collection system works. Gets picked up, stops. Minecart emptying out, gets sent back down. Okay, there we go. The only other thing I need to do is just encase it. Let's do it with the dark oak wood because that's kind of in theme with the rest of the build. There we go. The functional part of our melon and pumpkin farm is now complete. So I'm gonna empty my inventory because it's kind of messy right now, and then we can get started on our next farm. And then our fifth and final farm that I want to make today is a moss/bone meal farm, because I think it'd be really useful to both have a consistent source of bone meal and a consistent source of moss. So before we start trying to build the farm, I want to test a couple of ideas I have in terms of the moss farm itself. So let's say I have our stone platform here. If I have a moss block here and I bone meal it, the moss spreads to all the surrounding stone. And then I think, let me see if I have a spare piston. And then we have it push. Yeah, so it will break the moss. Yeah, so we can use pistons to break the moss. I use like a dispenser that flushes all the moss that gets broken down into hoppers. So let's say the moss and stone is on this level, and we have water flowing over it. If we have this just drop down by a block and make sure that water can't spill out, then the water will try to go here because it's the lowest nearby point, and then the water, Minecraft water tries to go to the nearest low point. Say this is our platform, and then we got our stone here. Then we have our moss that gets bone mealed by a dispenser. Yeah, it doesn't go to smooth stone, so we can use that as our floor. And then as the piston pushes the stone into the moss breaks. And then we have a water dispense that funnels everything to these hoppers. I think that works, but I don't really want it this close. I'm going to move it back a little bit. Let's make our platform here. We'll go 2 blocks out on each side, and then 3 blocks out on both sides. I think I'm gonna use stairs I think we can put them like that. And then box them in so that the water doesn't spill. I'll do that on both sides. So right above these is where I think we can generate stone by just putting lava on this level. And the lava falls down and creates stone here. Which means we need our pistons to go like that on both sides. So it'll push our stone in. And then I need to box this in so that the lava doesn't flow anywhere I don't want it to. On both sides. And then we'll box off the edges for now. Wait, I shouldn't. Why am I using? I shouldn't be using deep slate because it can. Pretty sure it's affected by moss. So it looks like I'm going to be replacing everything with polished deep slate. And then I think I can just box it off. So we got our stone platform. And then the water will flow on top of this. And hopefully push it into the hoppers. So we'll have 2 dispenser locations there and there that release at the same time to funnel it towards the middle. And then we'll have our moss block in this middle here that dispenses bone meal from above. So I guess let me make some dispensers. Three dispensers. So we have our water there, and then we get dispenser facing down that'll have the bone meal in it, facing down into moss. Before I put the bone meal stuff in, I want to make sure everything else is working, so we're gonna wire everything else up. Starters, I think I can just run redstone over. Yeah, that'll push them. So I can just run redstone like that on both sides. And then, assuming it's off and then I turn it on, I need the bone meal to fire first, and then the water dispensers and pistons can activate at the same time. So I could just go like that. Bring it down. We'll go like that, and then we have a repeater. So there's just a bit of delay. Then we just have it come over. And we can just sort of go over with both sides. So now we have, I think, our redstone figured out. Now I just need to make a redstone clock. Because this does stop it from running, but then if I unstop it like it is now, it just stops running altogether. And I need to come back up here and do that again. Because I like having the start-stop switch with this lever here. But how do I also make it to where it restarts? I guess I wouldn't mind having this running constantly, and if I ever feel like I want to stop it because it's loud or whatever, I'll have the off switch and I can just come back up here and repower it. So we got our lava. I'm gonna place in stone everywhere except where the lava is going to generate stone for us. And then if I put lava there, that's not doing what I want it to. I think I might need to move all the stairs back so that it's actually flowing water. If I do that, then cap off sides, then we go like that. So if I try to put lava down now, it makes stone. Problem is it made it lower. It made the stone a layer lower than I actually wanted, which means I then need to move where the flowing water is up by a block. But if I do that, then I need to move the piston somewhere else and figure out how to push the newly generated stone. I need water essentially on this level here so that the stone generates there. And then the pistons push, but when the pistons push, all that water is just gonna leave. And also, there's stone there, there's not gonna be new water to fill that in. I need the stone to be on the same level as with the pistons, but I don't know how to get the flowing water to that level without having the water also be on the same level. Unless I'm just being stupid and there's like a really easy way to do this. Okay. After looking around online a little bit, I think what I'm gonna do or have to do is keep these pistons here, but also have sticky pistons where this dirt is, and then generate the stone on this level. The sticky pistons then pull the stone down, and these pistons will push it across, which means I get to figure out some more piston timings. But that seems like my best option for right now. Then we gotta go under and power these. I guess now I can fill in the water like that. And boxed in. And I think I can just do that. Box in the lava, it doesn't change the redstone length at all. Okay, so there's one lava in. Okay, and then next step is to put the water buckets in these dispensers. So, water bucket there, water bucket here. Last step is to put, we'll just use a little bit of bone meal right now since we're still testing it. And I think we just need the moss block, and I'll just test it by quickly putting down a redstone torch here, but the goal is for it to bone meal, and then after it's bone mealed, we will have the water dispense and the pistons activate, which will funnel and break any grass or anything that grows on top of the moss that spreads, and also funnel any items there. And while that is going on, it will simultaneously drop down the stone that the lava made and push it out and break the moss blocks themselves. So without further ado, I guess let's give it a test drive. Okay, Brett, nothing went right. Nothing went right. The dispenser didn't dispense the moss, which is the main problem, because it just broke all my redstone by pushing out this. Do I need it to dispense from the side? That's not too bad of a fix if that's the only problem. Because I can just put the dispenser there. So if I want the moss there, I can't have a block here. So I feel like that's pretty simple. We just fork around where the moss is going to be. Like that, and then we put repeaters going like that on both sides. So put the water bucket back there. Put our moss down there. Moss farm test number 2. This broke it did the exact same thing. But even when I removed that bone meal, I never put the bone meal in for the test. I think the dispensers are fine, but I think I need to move this one especially. Maybe I have the dispenser dispense underneath the platform and put moss like there, because not working very well with me trying to do it from above. So let's see. If I have the moss there, should spread upwards to where this stone is. My only other thing I'm worried about is that even if I put the moss dispenser there and it dispenses moss and moss spreads and everything, my only concern is that the pistons are still going to break if moss doesn't spread to one block, and then it's going to, one side's going to get pushed like this. And what's supposed to happen, once again, is bone meal, moss is everything, and then the water activates, pushing everything towards the hoppers, and the pistons squeeze together this area and break any of the moss around, and then replenish the stone. I'm hoping that once I insert a little bit of bone meal, that this all works. Please. I just can't catch a break. It just breaks every time. There's no moss to be seen. And I don't know what I'm doing wrong and why the moss isn't growing when I want it to. Do I just need to have it like this? I don't get it. This time, we're gonna leave a hole for the moss to spread through. Let me just make sure. Bone meal hasn't dispensed once. Let's try this one more time. It worked. The moss spread, but this farm just doesn't work, and I don't know how to fix it. At this point, I'm not sure how to redesign it to where it does function without completely changing it. And I know it's kind of against the whole point of the video, but at this point I'm just going to look up a really small moss farm that I can use, because this just isn't working and I don't know how to fix it. If you have any ideas for what I could do to fix this specific version, let me know in the comments, but I'm just going to look a simple one up online and use that instead, because I can't be bothered to keep trying to troubleshoot this. So I'm going to tear this entire thing down, and then I'm going to watch the tutorial and build it. But I'm not going to bore you with me just watching a tutorial, so I'm just going to give you a time lapse of me tearing this down and building up the other farm, which I'll leave a link for in the description. So I'll see you after a functioning moss farm is actually built. And there we go. This farm is so much simpler than whatever I was trying to make, and it probably works a lot better than mine was going to. But yeah, that's our 5th farm done, Moss Farm. I'm just gonna shut it off so it's not making noise when I'm trying to talk. And yeah, it's already producing a bunch of moss. So thank you guys for watching. I had a lot of fun building all 5 of the farms that you saw in this video. If you enjoyed this video, like the video, comment which farm was your favorite, and subscribe for more videos like this. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.